Let's pray. Mighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings send upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county, and of those whose interests you've committed to our church. Amen. Members, honorable members, I want to direct that the quorum bell be rung for 5 minutes. I am not able to support the whip, but the honorable leader majority, maybe the honorable Gina Kizito, you may go out and whip the members. Come in. Any other member, you shall not leave the chamber until the quorum bell is has come to a complete stop. Except Honorable Regina, who should go and whip the other members who are out. on the such a time that we already have quorum. Clerk, kindly take us through the order of the day.
Order paper number 313 of today, Wednesday, 11th June 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I have got 2 communications to make. The members who are at the entry, you can proceed to the nearest seat. I have got 2 communications to make. Number 1, I want to appreciate the members who traveled to join the Honorable Cabinet Secretary for Energy and Petroleum Kenya, Honorable Opio Wandai. I have received a message from him thanking all of you and saying that of all the teams that he had met, you were organized and that he will be making communications to me regarding the next course of actions and all the activities going on as per his area of jurisdiction. I also want to inform you that after this session, I'll be meeting the governor on the arrangement for the action that I had communicated earlier in the last Kapunji. So after meeting him, I will be able to communicate maybe tomorrow. So you check our communication wall. I may make a post that we have a Kamkunji so that I give you feedback. Number 2, honorable members, I am pleased to inform you that seated at the public gallery this afternoon are teachers and students from Brisbane International School, Kisumu, who have joined us to observe the proceedings of this Honorable House as part of their educational visit. Accompanying them are their teachers, Ms. Loventa Ochari, may just rise. Welcome. We have Ms. Phyllis Wasike. Okay. We have Mr. Eric Omondi. We have brother to the Eric Omondi. There's another Eric Omondi. We have got Mr. Samuel Odhiambo. Welcome to Kisumu County Assembly, and I want to say that, honorable members, such visits play a vital role in nurturing a deep understanding of the role of county assemblies in governance and democracy. And by engaging directly with the legislative process, these young learners gain practical insight into the values of public participants, public participation, accountability, and leadership. On behalf of the County Assembly of Kisumu, and indeed on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the teachers and students of Brisbane International School. Feel most welcome, and I trust that your experience here will be both enriching and inspiring. Honorable members, as per our tradition, I will allow a few of you the opportunity to share a word or two of encouragement to our guests. Brisbane must be Market Milimani. Now that I'm not able to see the member of County Assembly for Market Milimani, but I'm able to see Honorable Emily Ogenga. So I'll give you the first opportunity, and then the leader of majority, you will wrap up. So Honorable Emily Ogenga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I'd like to welcome the Brisbane School to the Assembly, and I'd like to appreciate their teachers for initiating this visit, because I know through their visit, they're going to learn a lot concerning the evolution of the county government. I know most of the times we usually learn about these governments, but we don't really get the chance to come and pay a visit. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to encourage them to work hard, because this is the legislative arm of the county government of Kisumu County. And I know these are the future leaders who one day, if they work hard, they can also be in this house and also play their role as part of the nation building of this country. Otherwise, I welcome all of them on behalf of the MCA Market Milimani Ward. And I hope we'll be seeing some of you back here in the future. Thank you. Karibuni.
Honorable Leader of Majority.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the students from Brepan School. As unlike in the national government, where you have 3 arms, in the county government we have 2 arms. We have the executive and the assembly. So the work of the assembly is to oversight the executive that is headed by the governor. And as you learn, now you are being told that you will become future leaders. The members you see in this house are now the future leaders. So you have an opportunity to watch and see how future leaders debate, just like the debates we have in school. And once again, I take this opportunity to welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Yes, Honorable Karin.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 41 2B to request a statement from the chairperson of the Sectoral Committee on Labor and Social Welfare regarding a workplace accident that occurred at the Lumumba construction site on Tuesday, 10th June 2025 at 11:30 a.m. or thereabout, wherein a construction worker, Mr. John Okoth Otocho, reportedly sustained serious injuries after falling from the 10th floor of the said site and was pronounced dead by Jaramogi Teaching and Referral Hospital by 10:00 p.m. on the said date. Honorable Speaker, the incident raises grave concern regarding adherence to occupational safety and health standards as stipulated under the Occupational Safety and Health Act 2007 and applicable labor and employment legislation. It also calls into question the level of enforcement and oversight by relevant county government departments charged with ensuring worker safety and welfare at construction sites within Kisumu County. Honorable Speaker, given the seriousness of the matter, there's a need for this House to be apprised on the steps taken to ensure accountability for the incident, compensation for the family of the worker, and the broader safety regime under which construction projects in the county are undertaken. Accordingly, I request that the chairperson of the Committee on Labor and Social Welfare provides a comprehensive statement addressing the following. Number 1, a factual account of the circumstances leading to the incident at the Lumumba construction site on 10th June 2025. Number 2, whether the contractor and/or developer in charge of the site had complied with all the statutory obligations relating to occupational safety and health, including but not limited to registration of the workplace, risk assessment, provision of personal protective equipment, and safety supervision. 3, the nature of support provided to the immediate family of the worker and whether compensation procedures under the Work Injury Benefits Act 2007 have been initiated. 4, what enforcement and inspection mechanisms have been employed by the Department of Public Service and relevant county agencies to monitor occupational safety compliance across active construction sites within Kisumu County. Last, number 5, any corrective or punitive measures, including administrative sanctions, or legal proceedings that have been instituted or are contemplated against the parties responsible for the breach, if any. Thank you.
The Honorable Chair of Labour Committee, or a member, if there is, you have disappeared. Where are you seated?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've heard the statement from Honorable Karen of Shauri Moyo Kaloleni Ward, and we really regret and saddened with the information of losing life at the site. And Mr. Speaker, I think we are going to work round the clock to unveil the true picture of what happened at the site. And I appreciate, and I think we are ready for the work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You said how many days? 2 days.
Mr. Speaker, may I ask for 2 weeks, 14 days, please?
Honorable Member, I mean, this is something that's under emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think we can do it in a week's time, 7 days. Thank you.
Honorable members, you've heard the request by the Committee of Labour, and I think I need to agree with them. So I direct that statement be committed to the Committee of Labour and Social Services, and they must give us a report here within 1 week from today, and that is on 18th of June 2025.
Most obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Statement time. Next order.
Commencement of business. Order number 8, motion. Adoption of the report of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development Committee on the proposed sublease of land to Med Editas for establishing a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in Kisumu and support for its conversion to a special economic zone.
This must be Honorable Ratib Boyton. Honorable members, before Boyton picks the floor, I want to bring to your attention in the order paper, page 608, that is number 045, notices and limitations of debates. The House resolved on Tuesday, 25th February 2025 as follows. That on limitation of debate on reports, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order number 995-1 of the Standing Orders, these are simply orders that each speech in a debate on a report of a committee, a sessional paper, or any other report submitted to the Assembly be limited as follows. A maximum of 3 hours with not more than 20 minutes for the mover in moving and 10 minutes in replying, and a maximum of 5 minutes for each other member speaking except the leader of the majority party, who shall be limited to a maximum of 15 minutes, and that priority be accorded to the leader of majority party in that order. The mover of the motion, you are guided as appropriate, as well as the members. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I arise on behalf of the Committee of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development to move a motion on the report of proposed sublease of land, that is Miwani, RL Miwani Block 12 to made editors for establishment of a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant and its conversion to special economic zone. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Article 185(3) and 185(4) that is legislative authority of the County Assembly, and Article 62(2), that is vesting of public land, and Article 227, which talks on the procurement of public goods and services, read together with Standing Orders number 182 of Kisumu County Assembly Standing Orders, this Honorable House on 14th May 2025 was seized with motion of the report of the Committee of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development on the proposed sublease of land to mediators for the establishment of pharmaceutical processing plant in Kisumu and for its designation as a special economic zone in accordance with the request for approval by County Assembly submitted by the letter dated 2nd December 2024 by CEC member of Health and Medical Services, and that is annexed in Annex number 1. Following the deliberations and consideration of this Honorable House on the said motion, this House resolved pursuant to Standing Orders number 47 not to adopt the motion based on what this House had found as: 1. Material defects on the facts averred in the report, particularly on the procedures followed to procure the land subject to the lease, that is, the procedure of the transfer of the interest or estate in that part of land, RL number Kibos 654, comprised in grant number IR 123371 from Great Lakes University of Kenya to county government, and completion of the contract of the said transfer. That is one reason why this motion was shot down. Second, evidential ambiguities and inconsistencies, particularly concerning the land reference numbers of the subject parcel of land subject to the lease to mediators, that is LR number Miwani, stroke 12, stroke 2, being a 10-acre portion of land RL number Kibos 654, stroke 45. And third, ambiguities in the corporate identity of Mediatas Pharmaceutical Company, to wit, its directors, local address, and its certificate of incorporation. And lastly, a lack of information on viability of Mediatas project based on the extent of investment cost that will be incurred by the county government and the Mediatas Pharmaceutical Company. Honorable Speaker, on Thursday, 15th May 2025, the Committee of Lands Physical Planning convened a special meeting to deliberate on the way forward following the decision of the House with a view of coercing a formal notification of the decision to relevant authorities together with its advisory opinion on the way forward to the matter of the proposed sublease of land to Mediatas for establishment of the pharmaceutical processing plant in Kisumu, after Mediatas project, and for its designation as a special economic zone. Upon careful review of answered report, the committee report and supporting documentation from the executive tabled before this Honorable House for debate on 14th May 2025, the committee took notice that the said decision of the House was influenced by adverse material and factual ambiguities, misidentification, and documentary misinterpretation, particularly in relation to the correct description and legal status of the subject parcel of land, which consequently undermined the ability of the House to exercise its legislative and oversight mandate fully and fairly. Being cognizant of the significant public interest, socio-economic benefit, and constitutional relevance of the project, particularly compelling upon the county government pursuant to Article 201E that talks on the prudent use of public resources, Article 227, which talks on the procurement and public asset management, and Article 174, talking about objectives of devolution, the committee was satisfied that these overriding circumstances were competent enough to fulfill the exceptional threshold contemplated under Standing Orders number 47-2A of County Assembly Standing Orders to rescind by a way of a motion the decision of this Honorable House that was made on 14th day of May 2025. Accordingly, and in the interest of fairness, transparency, and procedural justice, the Honorable Speaker, upon petition by Honorable Ratib Ahmed Boyton, Chairperson of the committee, and pursuant to Standing Orders number 47-2, granted leave on 20th May 2025 for the motion to rescind the decision of this House of 14th May 2025. The rescission was in effect to intended to enable this Honorable House to reconsider the matter afresh based on correct, clarified, comprehensive information. Accordingly, a motion to rescind was moved in this House on 21st May 2025 and consequently adopted in accordance with Standing Orders number 47-2B, thus procedurally mandating and compelling the committee to table this motion afresh with correct, clarified, and comprehensive information on the subject of its inquiry. This report therefore contains the committee deliberation, analysis, findings and observations with corrected, clarified, and comprehensive information on the matter of the proposed sublease of land to mediators for the establishment of pharmaceutical processing plant for Kisumu and for its designation as a special economic zone, and include clarified information on: 1, the procedure followed to procure the land subject to the lease, that is, the procedure of transfer of the interest or estate in that part of land, that is LR number Kibo 654/45, comprised in grant number IR 123371 from Great Lakes University of Kenya to county government, and completion of the contract of the said transfer. 2, the land reference numbers of the subject parcel of land subject of the lease to mediators, that is LL number Miwani stroke 12 stroke 2, being 10 acres portion of the land RL number Kibos 654/45. And third, the corporate identity of mediators pharmaceutical company, its directors, local address, and its certificate of incorporation. And lastly, the viability of the mediators project based on the extent on investment cost that will be incurred by the county government and the mediators pharmaceutical company. Very key. The last one is very key, Honorable Speaker. I wish, therefore, to most sincerely thank Honorable Speaker and Clerk of the County Assembly for their invaluable support to the committee in the discharge of its mandate. On behalf of the Committee of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development, and pursuant to Standing Orders number 47, Standing Orders number 182, and Standing Orders number 193 of the second schedule of the County Assembly Standing Orders, it is my pleasure and duty to present to this House the committee's report on the matter of the proposed sublease of land to mediators for establishment of pharmaceutical processing plant for Kisumu for its designation as special economic zone. Honorable Speaker, page 10 of this report gives us the committee mandate, and page 11 gives us the composition of this committee. Page 12 of this document, Honorable Speaker, gives us the legal framework that is governing the proposed lease of public land to mediators. And the legal framework is properly highlighted here, mentioning but not limited to the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Honorable Speaker, if you go to chapter 3 of this document, it highlights the procurement of the land parcel, which we are talking about, the RL number Kibo 654/45. And the Committee of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development undertook inquiry into the procurement process, followed by the county government of Kisumu for the purchase of land parcel RL Kibo 654/45, a parcel measuring approximately 10 acres to be used for establishment of a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant under partnership arrangement with Gluck and its extension to Mediator's pharmaceutical plan. Honorable Speaker, upon review of the procurement file and supporting documents provided by the county executive, the committee sought to find whether the use of direct procurement under section 103 and 104 of the PPADA was justifiable and properly executed. And two, all statutory requirements relating to the procurement planning, section 53, professional opinion, section 84, and financial approvals were met. The process met constitutional threshold of transparency, accountability, and prudent use of public resources. Honorable Speaker, the details of the procurement process is long, and I believe members have gone through that report. Allow me to go to page 24 of the document, Honorable Speaker, which talks about direct procurement. And section 103(2)(b) of the Act provides that direct procurement may be used where the goods, works, or services are available only from one particular supplier or contractor and no reasonable alternative or substitute exists. And this applies in this type of procurement which was done. And again, section 104(1) of the Act further provides that direct procurement is permissible where competition is impracticable due to the uniqueness of the requirement. And the uniqueness in this aspect, Honorable Speaker, we all know the piece of land where it sits and bordering the Great Lake University, where students will also get time to do their practical in this pharmaceutical plant. That provides us with section 104(2), which I believe was evident enough for this kind of requirement. Honorable Speaker, I want to take you through again to chapter 4. Chapter 4 is taking us through the subdivision of this piece of land, that is 654.45. Now, upon registration, you remember, Honorable Speaker, we were talking about 654, then we were talking about Miwani Block 12/2, where there was no clear identification of which piece of land we were talking about at that particular time when this motion was shot down. And it is now clearly illustrated that a portion of land, Kibos 654/45, has been subdivided into now what we are addressing as Miwani Block 12/2, and was in substantial compliance with the applicable legal framework governing land use, planning, subdivision registration, and leasing. Upon its further inquiry, the committee had recourse the following documentary evidence, One, a letter from the Beacon Point survey dated 12 November 2024, which confirmed the subdivision of land 654/45 into Miwani Miwani block 12-2, measuring 10 acres for the lease to the county government, and it is annexed in annex number 27. On the same, a letter from Opio and Associate dated 27th October 2024 submitted detailed survey documentation of the Director of Survey, and this one is also annexed in Annex 28. And thirdly, a letter from one Joshua Michael Daniel Utieno, surveyor in charge from the Ministry of Lands, dated 8th November 2024, with that reference number, on the proposed subdivision into two portions of land 654/45, confirming no objection to approval of the proposed subdivision. And four, a letter from one Meso N. Joseph on behalf of the Director of Land Administration at the Ministry of Lands, dated 8th November 2024, written to Helen Azel of company Elena Consultant Limited on the proposed sublease of that piece of land. And approving this subdivision, there is annexes for the surrender of the original certificate of title, there is obtaining of land control board consent, there is payment of the requisite fee, and there is issuance of new deed, plan, and certificate of title. Honorable Speaker, it is therefore that one now, I lighten it in page 34, that it is therefore the finding of this committee that the procedures undertaken from the procurement to the leasing of LR Miwani block 12-2 were in subsequent compliance with applicable laws. The county government now holds a valid leasehold interest which advances the legitimate public purpose for supporting the pharmaceutical plant project. Honorable Speaker, let me now draw your attention to page 39, where we have findings of the Committee of the Sublease of the land. And it is properly highlighted from number 1 to number 5. It is the respectful submission of this committee that the proposed sublease of LR Miwani block 12/2 to Mediators Pharmaceutical Kenya, as structured within the framework of the concession agreement and memorandum of understanding, is aligned with the public interest, strategically sound, and enjoys broad public and political support. Honorable Speaker, chapter 6 of this document on page 41 highlighted what we call designation of this area as economic, a special economic zone. And Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, in its deliberation on the proposed sublease of public land to Mediators for the establishment of a pharmaceutical processing plant within designated special economic zone, the committee was guided not only by imperative of strict legal compliance, but also by overreaching constitutional and fiduciary duty to safeguard the public interest and to ensure optimal and sustainable utilization of public resources in accordance with Article 185 of the Constitution. This duty is deeply anchored in the principle of public finance management, public trust doctrine, and sustainable development as articulated in Article 10, Article 60, Article 62, Article 69, Article 201, and Article 224 of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, and in relevant statutory instrument. In line with mandate, the committee recognizes that the mere formality, the mere formal legality of land disposition is not and is of its sufficient to justify the alienation of valuable public land and private actors. Rather, the viability of the intended project must be vigorously interrogated to establish its economic soundness, technical feasibility, regulatory alignment, financial sustainability, environmental responsibility, and tangible contribution to the social and economic well-being of County of Kisumu and the Republic of Kenya at large. Honorable Speaker, we also have the concession agreement and memorandum of understanding on page 43 of this document. And observation of the committee is from the concession agreement adopted before the committee. The committee was able to establish the mandate of the various parties of the project and establish the extent to which the project will impact the financial and on fiduciary burden of the county government. The committee made the following observation. One, that pursuant to the concession agreement, the Mediators Kenya undertook the responsibility for the design, financing, development, management, operation, and maintenance of the project, and shall particularly have the following obligation. Very key, Honorable Speaker. One, to source for and provide adequate finances necessary to oversee the success of the project. Meaning that the county government is not investing any single money in this particular project. It is the mandate, as have been highlighted here by the committee, that source the company will source for and provide adequate finances which will be necessary to oversee the success of this project. And number two, to procure a qualified technical team responsible for the development of the project. Number three, to provide at its expense, obtain and maintain insurance coverage with a reputable insurance company. And number four, to provide the county government of Kisumu with all construction documents, including plans and drawings of the project. 5, to undertake environmental impact assessment of the project. And 6, to participate in the public participation process and provide all pertinent information as may be required by the county government. And number 7, to provide professional indemnities for the project design, and lastly, to comply with all applicable laws and regulations concerned concerned or associated with the project. And that the county government is mandated pursuant to the said concession agreement to undertake the following. 1, create an enabling environment for investment and job creation. 2, work closely with county assembly. Work closely with county assembly to ensure that the project concession agreement is logically meted. Number 3, to facilitate partnership and collaboration between Mediators Kenya and other organizations and institutions in Kisumu County and in Kenya, including Great Lake University. And 4, to acquire as much land as would be necessary to meet the conditions set by the Special Economic Zone Authority in declaring a special economic zone adjacent to the project. That is also very key. When that area is declared as a special economic zone, members will know actually what kind of infrastructural development will come forth. And 5, to avail on sublease terms adequate land measuring approximately 10 acres for an initial lease period of 36 years for establishment of a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in Kisumu. That is when this land lease will be approved by this honorable house. And 6, Honorable Speaker, ensure extension of sublease registered under the agreement in favor of Mediators Company for a period of 4 years or shall be agreed as between the parties herein upon extension of the lease. 7, undertake a charge of user for project land lease to Mediators Kenya to accommodate the project. And 7, facilitate liaison with the national government and other state bodies to ensure conditions precedent with regard to public procurement laws in Kenya are met. And lastly, assist Mediators Kenya to obtain the necessary approval from the development of the project, including expediting the insurance of the country approvals, which include the business permit, the fire clearance certificate, workplace registration, architectural plan approval, structured plan approval, among others. You can also see that in annex number 10. Consequently, in giving effect to the concession agreement, the committee made the following observation. 1, that the county government is obligated to undertake the following responsibility: to provide information on how Mediators plans and vision fit into Kisumu County's development plan, how Kisumu has worked with other partners, and what the county has learned from attempts that have been made by the county's network and contracts with the national government, and how Kisumu will coordinate with the central government in the initiative to bring Mediators to Kisumu. And 2, to ensure an enabling environment for its success and indicate to Mediators the potential concession to the county government will provide, which should include the lease of land subject to the successful implementation of the project, indicate the necessary services including road access, sewerage, water, and access to electricity, indicate that the county government shall waive all charges, rates, and such other fees payable with respect to the land provided. Identify a pharmaceutical plant products with Mediators and identify with Mediators training opportunities and capacity building. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, having considered the concession agreement and the memorandum of understanding tabled before in its examination of the proposed sublease land to Mediators Kenya and associated establishment of pharmaceutical processing plant in Kisumu, these instruments were pivotal in establishing the viability of the project as they defined the respective obligation, risk allocation, legal regulatory responsibility, and overall governance of the project. Drawing from its mandate under the Constitution and in accordance with sound principles of public assets management, fiduciary responsibility, sustainable development, and public-private partnership governance, the committee made the following findings. That is now on legal and regulatory compliance. One, that the concession agreement that the mediators undertake full responsibility for compliance with all the applicable laws and regulations, including those governing land, environmental protection, pharmaceutical manufacturing, occupational health and safety, and public procurement. That the requirement for mediators to conduct an environmental impact assessment, participate in public participation, and secure necessary insurance and professional indemnities aligned with both Article 42 of the Constitution and the Environmental Management and Coordination Act 1999. That the county government commitment to facilitate necessary regulatory approval and development permission is consistent with the obligation under the Physical and Land Use Planning Act 2019 and related land and local government statute. Honorable Speaker, I want to draw your attention to page 48, which talks, page 48, 6.4, talking about the financial rationale and impact on the public expenditure. The committee made the following findings: that pursuant to the concession agreement and the MOU, mediators will assume the entire commercial and operationalization risk of the project, including sourcing finance, designing, constructing, and operating pharmaceutical plant. All is going to be taken care of by mediators. There is no single money that the county government is going to invest here. This risk allocation is appropriate and limits the county government financial exposure consistent with the best practice in the public-private partnership. That one is also in the annex, page 3 and to 5 of the MOU, annex 1, and page 7 to 9 of the concession agreement, annex 10. And number 2, that the concession agreement and the MOU requires mediators to submit detailed plan, including expected output and timeframes, architectural drawings, and staffing requirement, further strengthen the financial rationale of the project and will allow the county government to monitor its progress. The MOU is also giving the county government time to monitor the progress of this pharmaceutical plant. And that the establishment, design, financing, development, management, operations, and maintenance of the project will in no way incur upon the county government any expenditure of public funds. Very key. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, let me now draw your attention to the environmental and social impact, which is properly highlighted on page 50. And I take you very fast now to recommendations of the committee. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, having considered all the evidence before it, including the procurement process for the acquisition of part of LR number Kibo 654, now LR Miwani Block 12-2, the subsequent subdivision, leasing and the proposed sublease to mediators from Central Kenya, the committee makes the following recommendation to this Honorable House. The committee recommends that this House should approve in principle the proposed sublease of LR Miwani Block 12-12 to Mediators Pharmaceutical Kenya Limited, subject to the fulfillment satisfaction of the following condition: that a full legal review and written legal opinion of the concession agreement, memorandum of understanding, and the draft sublease agreement is prepared and tabled before this Honorable House. That the sublease agreement must contain a robust legal protection from the county, including but not limited to financial terms, including sublease rent and any agreed revenue sharing mechanism, oversight, reporting and audit requirement, and environmental compliance and adherence to applicable planning and approval. And two, that the county executive member responsible for lands should obtain and formally table before this House the required land control board consent of change of use for the proposed sublease as mandated under the Land Control Act. And three, that the county executive committee member for health, medical services should commit to providing this House with annual progress reports on the implementation of the sublease and concession agreement, covering three things. One, progress on the project implementation. Two, compliance with the performance obligation. And three, any dispute, risk, or challenges arising from the agreement. Now, Honorable Speaker, I now bring your attention to the general observation for future land-based public-private partnership. The committee further recommends that one, in further similar transaction involving land-based public-private partnership, the county executive committee member of land must ensure that all procurement, leasing and subleasing procedures are conducted in strict compliance with applicable legal framework, and that the procurement planning is fully documented and budgeted in the annual procurement plan. And two, direct procurement where used is properly justified and documented in accordance with the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act. And three, professional opinion is issued and properly sequenced in accordance with the law. And four, land transactions are supported by clear risk assessment and due diligence report. And two, that all public assets are leveraged in a manner that maximizes public value and protects the county's legal and financial interest. And finally, Honorable Speaker, subject to the full satisfaction of the legal, financial, and procedural conditions set out in this report, this committee recommends that this House proceed to grant final approval of the proposed sublease of LR Miwani Block 12-2 to Meditas Pharmaceutical Kenya Limited and support its conversion to a special economic zone as key strategic initiative to promote local pharmaceutical manufacturing, improve public health outcomes, and foster economic development within Kisumu County. Now, Honorable Speaker, before I call one member of the committee to second, allow me, Honorable Speaker, to again take members through the importance of this pharmaceutical plant. Honorable Speaker, one of the benefits of this pharmaceutical plant, if approved by this House, is production of drugs. We all understand the inadequacy of drugs in our country. If this plant will take off, Honorable Speaker, production of drugs will be eased and availability of drugs will also be eased. There will also be creation of jobs. Very key, Honorable Speaker. As we were campaigning, and as we will also be campaigning in 2027, creation of job is very key in our mandate. A private company is partnering with county government to create jobs. This is not just a small kind of project, and I believe, Honorable Speaker, this is going to be a multi-million project that will create variety of jobs, including professional jobs, skilled jobs, and even semi-skilled jobs. Honorable Speaker, being that this is going to be a pharmaceutical plant, students from various universities within our county and even beyond will get opportunity to do practicals in terms of medicine production, which will also enhance their knowledge and technologies in terms of their areas of study. There is also going to be increased drug and availability. You understand the procurement process of drugs. It takes long, but now we are going to have a pharmaceutical plant within our country where procurement will be just direct without any form of ambiguity. And I believe that, Honorable Speaker, this is very key, and honorable members should support this project. And at the same time, this will also give us time to lower cost of drugs. When drugs are being produced within locality, definitely the cost will also go down. This will also ensure that we get stronger local health system within our country. Will also catapult us into having a proper economic growth within our county. Honorable Speaker, we are not only talking about Kisumu. We are talking about drugs that will go beyond Kisumu, that will take care of Kisumu, Kenya in deficiency, drug deficiency as a whole, and beyond Kenya. This is going to put Kisumu in the map of the world. And I believe, Honorable Speaker, as I highlighted the discrepancy in land, I think this has properly been highlighted, and I believe members have now understood exactly why the first motion was shot down and has now been properly highlighted in this report. Honorable Speaker, you also allow me to mention something about special economic zone. What does it come with? When an area is designated as a special economic zone, definitely, Honorable Speaker, this area will attract more investment. And through such kind of investment, Honorable Speaker, our county will expand in terms of infrastructure, will expand in terms of creating jobs for our youth, will expand in terms of making sure that additional investors come to our county for the benefit of our county and the people of Kisumu at large. Special economic zone also expand or boost export, because it's not going to be an area where produce will only be consumed within the country, but the produce that will come from this kind of zone will be exported. That will also put our county on the map of the world. I've also talked about creation of job, quite understood, and infrastructural development. Honorable Speaker, as it was also highlighted in this document, that this area will be designated as a special economic zone. It comes with a lot of things. In terms of infrastructure, the road network, the security lights along those roads, social corporate responsibility. These are some of the benefits that this area, special economic zone is going to give Kisumu County as development. As I would also mention, it's also going to put our county on international market, because the produce from this area will go beyond Kisumu and beyond Kenya. And this will also try to reduce barriers in trade and promoting export. Honorable Speaker, I believe that we now stop looking at the small picture. We look at the bigger picture that this kind of investment is going to bring to this county. Honorable members, you remember very well that I said the county government is not going to invest any single cent in this project. The only requirement by this pharmaceutical plant was a piece of land. And a piece of land that is not permanently taken. It is subleased to this pharmaceutical plant. And as you know, land is a little bit different from some other properties. The pharmaceutical plant will not go away with this piece of land. If worse come to us, the land will still revert back to the county government for some other expansion or for some other development if the project doesn't kick off, which I believe is not going to happen. Now, Honorable Speaker, I hope the message is on. May I call Honorable Nora Akoth to second. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this motion. To grant the sublease to Medaditas Pharmaceutical Company. Mr. Speaker, my chair has used all the English available to move the motion. And Mr. Speaker, I don't want to second this motion like a motion that is coming to the House for the first time. This motion was here, members discussed, and there was lack of information that led to it being short that the committee has now cleared. Mr. Speaker, are the ambiguities cleared? Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there was a misunderstanding as to whether the portion of land that was being subleased were two portions, 1 or 3, Mr. Speaker, that has also been cleared. Mr. Speaker, as Honorable Boyton says, land is the only asset that you don't take away. Mr. Speaker, we sublease, they are done or they fail to implement the project, the land reverts back to the county. Are we as a county or an assembly required to appropriate any funds to facilitate the establishment of this industry? No, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, does it hold or does it promise any economic, social, or political benefit to Kisumu County? Yes, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, so many words have been spoken by my chair. I don't want to dilute them, Mr. Speaker, but I think it's only imperative that we grant this sublease, because at the end of the day, they are not taking the land away. We are not spending anything as a county. Mr. Speaker, I support the sublease to Med-Editors for the construction of this pharmaceutical industry, which is going to put Kisumu into the broader market of pharmaceutical industry, grant our people jobs, Mr. Speaker, and also reduce chances of us Kisumu lacking in medical supply. Not just Kisumu, but our neighboring countries and Kenya or our neighboring countries at large. Mr. Speaker, I second. Thank you.
Honorable members, now that the motion adoption of the report of the Lands Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development Committee on the proposed sublease of land to Med-Editors for establishment of a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in Kisumu and support for its conversion to a special economic zone have been moved by the Honorable Rati Boyton, of the chairperson of the said committee, and seconded appropriately. As per our standing orders, I want to propose a question. And I propose that the motion adoption of the report of Lands Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development Committee on the proposed sublease of land to Med-Editors for establishing a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in Kisumu and support for its conversion to a special economic zone is open for debate. Yes, sir. Honorable James Umolo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand here to support the motion. Mr. Speaker, as read by the chair planning, I think it is very clear that the gray areas which we are concerned with have been brought up, and I think the annexures thereof really paints a good picture that as a county government of Kisumu, there is nothing we're gonna lose. There is no liability involved. We are only leasing this land for the said company. And once the setup is done, I think we'll just recoup in terms of job opportunities for our youths and any other thing that comes with an industry establishment within Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, there is no anywhere we've been told by the chair or the planning report that we're going to appropriate any money, any single cent. And again, as mentioned by the proposer, the seconder, there is no land that is going to be lost because the land still belongs to the county government of Kisumu, of which if anything happens, then we are still back to square one with our land. So there is no cause of alarm, and I think it is in good faith that, as per the vision of the governor, that we really open up Kisumu for industries and set up economic zones that can really have these industries established in, will really give us a good picture as a county, and it will be a hub for many more to come. Mr. Speaker, I think we have to think out of the box. Many youths are not really employed in this county. And if an opportunity arrives like this one, what we can do as the decision makers of this county is to allow it to happen. Because I don't see any harm. If in case they don't establish this industry as per the MOU by the county government, then they will just have to forfeit it. And we are having our land, having any other thing which must have been done by them. So there should be any fear, and I really want to commend the planning committee for going so deep that they got us all the documentation that we really needed to know. And I think the picture now is very clear that we are headed in the best direction so far. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Dede.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity accorded to talk on the motion on the floor, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, being that the motion was brought in the Assembly the other time and it was shot back, I was part of the people who shot the motion back, Mr. Speaker. And being that they've gone back for the fact findings, they've done more research on it, Mr. Speaker. I see that I still have a problem with the report, Mr. Speaker, whereby a piece of land to be leased to Medita's pharmaceutical company, Mr. Speaker, has been constructed very fast. And we've got a problem with other lands within the county, like the Nyaera sub-county hospital, which has taken quite a long time before the land has been processed well so that the community...
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I want to inform the House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me inform the House that the motion before the House is sublease to Med Editors, not other lands in other sub-counties that the Department of Lands has failed to purchase or to buy. Mr. Speaker, it's not only in Nyaera where land has not been bought. And I think the department met the honorable members and shared the status of all those lands that are supposed to be bought. Mr. Speaker, even in my ward, I'm pursuing the purchase for extension of Koyo dispensary. So it's not only in Nyaera, and I think the honorable member should focus on the motion on the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the information. Even though we are not talking over an issue, the ball of contention is the issue of land, Mr. Speaker. Being that you are going to lease a land, my worry was the process of acquiring the land was very fast, Mr. Speaker, and our areas, we are still lacking lands where development can be done. In the recent past, Mr. Speaker, if I talk of the Nyaera Sub-County Hospital, this house appropriated some funds for the fencing of the facility, and it was not done due to the owner of the land has never been given his money back, so that has never been funded for the piece of land. And currently, the members want to pass this information by passing this to lease. And if a member tells us that there are a lot of benefits we are going to get from the Meditors, I'm worried because in terms of production, a member talks of production. Well, they are going to produce drugs. Who supplies the drugs to our facilities, Mr. Speaker? It's still the KEMSAs who are going to provide the drugs to our facility. It means that the procurement process will still follow the same process which was being done earlier on so that we get our drugs. If you talk of the road network expansion, Mr. Speaker, just adjacent to the Meditors where they want to create a company, there is a company there called Kibos, and if you go to the road network system, it's one of the worst stores within the area, Mr. Speaker. And what will they do for us if they bring this one? And if you talk of the land parcel number, Mr. Speaker, Kibos 654/45, being subdivided into 12-1. I think if the subdivision done, there are a number of parcels coming out. They should have clarified upon subdivision of 654/45, Mr. Speaker, it would have brought 12-2 and another parcel number which they are not talking of. Even though they are interested at 12-2, they would have told us upon subdivision of this parcel number. The parcel numbers which came out were this and that, and you are going to use the 12 to Mr. Speaker. And upon the procurement procedure talked of on page 24, Mr. Speaker, on page 24, they did the direct procurement. And with the direct procurement, the move of the motion was talking of, they have not shown us if the professional official opinion the direct procurement, Mr. Speaker, and leasing a piece of land for 36 years. Why lease for 36, leasing a piece of land for 36 years, then at a particular time, they'll require for more time, they'll need for some 4 more years for extension of the leasing of a piece of land. If a company is in a position of leasing a piece of land for 36 years, why can't they just purchase a land and use that land, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, to my opinion, I'm still worried being that with this house usually appropriate some funds for the land bank so that it assists all the areas within the region. And this one just passed directly within a short time. We found that by between 8th December 2024, all the processes were done. And a piece of land, most likely where I come from, Mr. Speaker, has taken over 5 years before the land has been paid for, going through all the processes up to the window, then it's not being paid up to the moment. Our people are not benefiting in the region, Mr. Speaker, being that the ownership of the land does not belong to the county, so that we can't appropriate on any development within our region. Mr. Speaker, with a few remarks, I stand to oppose the report, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to start by saying that when this matter came to this house sometimes back, it was shot down, but not because this project is not a viable project, Mr. Speaker. The fundamental reasons why it was shot was because of some missing links, some missing information that members felt needed to have been included in that particular report, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my able chair has demonstrated, as he was presenting this report, Mr. Speaker, a very detailed report with almost all the fundamental queries answered at that particular time, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is also important to note that the motion which was moved here on 15th regarding the rescission of the motion that was shot down on 14th was very important turning point for this House, Mr. Speaker. And actually it was done not in bad faith. I agree that, and everybody can confirm that it was done in good faith, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the rescission of that report made the committee also to rethink and redig in the missing links that were actually realized during the initial period, Mr. Speaker, so that we comb again all the missing parts and what the members really wanted to understand from that particular report, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we may go into the records that during our third assembly here, we actually participated in bringing a factory in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, my chair has also elaborated very well the advantages, and I can see the advantages were outweighing the minimal disadvantages that my colleague was trying to mention, although not necessarily connected to this issue, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when we were asking about certain details, like, for example, the reference numbers of
of the land, the procedural acquisition of this particular land, Mr. Speaker, it is evident, and the attachments, the appendices to this report contains almost everything that we would have wanted to be included in the original report, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it therefore goes without saying that the only thing that we are able to save our county in is to support this motion so that we have this company established, we have this company assist our people, because it is not only even job vacancies, but also the revenue that is also going to come with the establishment of this company. Mr. Speaker, I therefore stand to support and even to urge my fellow colleagues that let us be part of the history in establishing a factory in our county procedurally, because this is what our able governor has been talking about, at least to establish some factories. And that is why even after that, establishing that, the same place is going to be established as an EPZ zone so that more investors can be attracted to come and invest in the same facility, Mr. Speaker. With that few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I beg to support.
Yes, Kelvin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do rise to have my voice in this special report. A report that has brought a lot of confusion. A report that has made us to understand that there are other opportunities and actually can bring a report that has been collapsed back to life using some technicality. Mr. Speaker, we don't have a problem with the word lease. We don't have a problem with the word sublease. But you have a very big problem with the manner and how the arrangement of editors is coming, Mr. Speaker. We don't doubt that land was bought. We don't even doubt that there were documents that was brought to the assembly to confirm that actually the agreement was done and the land was transferred to Kisumu County government. But whatever the decision you're making today, Mr. Speaker, is for 36 years. And the decision you're making, to me, I feel like sometimes it's better if it is not being pushed to our throat so much. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency Governor Professor Peter Anyang' Nyong'o has around 2 years, 2 months to leave the office he's holding today as our governor, and forever will not have another term. That's by law of Kenya. Some of us maybe have the same number of years remaining, and maybe we might never hold this office again. But the decision we make today will still be there in the county. And some will either applause, others may either see that there's nothing we talked about regarding this. Anytime you want to give an investor land to use, then as assembly we need to be alert and we need to get the details that we can really understand. Funny enough, Mr. Speaker, the company in question, I've never seen, I don't know which type of the drugs they're going to make. I don't know, they're going to do the first generation. I don't know much about it, but the only thing that struck my mind is that if I read among the annexes, I'm seeing a situation or a position where Great Lakes is also one of the partners in the entire arrangement. No wonder that's where they did the public participation, and a lot of things was revolving around the Great Lakes, which is also a private university. And I was wondering, thinking that why all this information, why are those things so tight? So that we buy this land, then later on, Honorable Nyaoke is saying that we are going to name that place a special economic zone. It is not there yet, but we are going to name it later. it means that things were being rushed, maybe rushed because the investor is trying to threaten the county that is going to run away from Kisumu County. Let me believe that is the position. But as an MCA representing Kolwa Central Ward, anything about investor coming to Kisumu County is not about that our land will go. It is about having the right thing and people who have capacity. People who we can even go and visit some of the establishment they have done in different countries. And if this is going to be their first pharmaceutical and they are doing piloting or trying, I don't know, that is Honorable Boyton who will answer us and tell us more about that, or the chair of health. But in reality, the governor failed us as members, because if this issue has been dragged, then it was good show. We could have a round meeting with him and even the investors, and they tell us, and have even audio and see videos and see what they are doing in other countries. That is why what they are doing in other countries and the reason why they fail, like Kisumu could be a good place for them, and the capacity, the amount they want to invest, a lot of information. This report might pass today and it will be in Adelaide tomorrow, the executive will be happy. But if you ask me as an MCA going to my ward maybe in the evening, what we passed as assembly, I'll be lost of words, Mr. Speaker. I'll not even say anything about the report. I'll not even have tangible information to share and tell people that actually this company has done this and that in a particular areas, and we feel as Kisumu, we are going to get all those benefits. Where I stand, Mr. Speaker, to speak my last words, this report will just, to me, it was not right time to bring it. And to me, the issue of the editors has not been fully opened, and I don't know a lot of it. And because I don't know, Mr. Speaker, I will not even try to imagine me saying yes to this report or supporting it. I'll rather let it pass through because the majority will have their way. But the minority will say, this thing is not right. We don't have much information as leaders of this county. We don't know what is behind the deal between the Great Lakes University and the governor of this great county. We don't know anything that is going on, but I fully not support this report, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Dari. But before that, Honorable Kelvin, nobody's forcing anything on your throat. The reason why you are given time to debate is to persuade members to come to your side. If you're opposing the report, persuade the other members to oppose. If you're supporting, persuade the other members to support. That is the reason for debate. So I hope the members who are going to speak, you stand guided. Honorable Dari.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, keep quiet.
Order, Honorable Kelvin. Honorable Dari, proceed.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I just want to mention something here. Under expression of interest. Mr. Speaker, we are being told that that the Department of Lands, Physical Planning and Urban Development as the procurement entity for the tender number CGK/LP PPH and UD/E0.0 but OI/2023-2024/001 for the procurement of land LR number 4654/45. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring into your attention that that land they are talking about, the tender number, it belongs to Kabonyo Kanyagwal. Kabonyo Kanyagwal, and I will give you, after this, I'll give you this so that you can verify. You do your own verification before you go to rest. Now, let me just go through that one. That is Kabonyo Kanyagwal.
I don't know if that thing is reading was table so that we are in the same page, Mr. Speaker.
You had the point of order by Robo Kelvin.
I'm just making a reference of what I've seen here.
Honorable Dari, if you say that it belongs somewhere, I think it's just better that you lay evidence.
Okay, I will lay evidence because I have it. Okay.
Proceed with evidence. Can you, such a term, can you pick the evidence that he has?
The evidence is here, and it reads, and it is from the website of Kisumu County, that Kabonyo Kanyagwal, activity, Ogenya Evacuation Center, size of acre, 2 acres, reference number, CGK/LP, PH and UD/E01/2023-2024/001. It is the same thing that I'm talking, which is here. Mr. Speaker, and that is page 22 of 54. That is where I am. Mr. Speaker, whatever is being discussed here, everything we're being told that look at annexed number 24, number 25, 36. But if you look at this thing, this document here, I don't see any annex attached to this document. Mr. Speaker, I want also to bring into your attention, in the same copy that I've provided, you look at CGK/LPPH and UD E01/2023-2024. That one also, we are being told to look at the annex 20. And that piece of land is 15 acres. And that land belongs to North Kisumu, Nyahera. And we are discussing pharmaceutical in
Point of
Kibos.
order, Mr. Speaker.
When you were talking,
what is it, Honorable Dede?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The speaker on the floor has just talked of a portion of land in Nyahera. Can he just bring us clear information about that piece of land in Nyahera he's talking about? His talk on the wall, Mr. Speaker.
I've given the evidence to Mr. Speaker, Honorable Speaker.
Point of information.
Is it, Honorable Majority?
The Honorable Member, Honorable Dari, just said that the parcel is reading is not from Kisumu but in Nyahera. So maybe it is Nyahera outside Kisumu.
He has given me some document here, so just allow him to complete. I will be able to guide appropriately.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Another thing, Mr. Speaker, this parcel of land that we are talking about in Kibos, lot number, not lot number, but LR number 6654/45, IR 123371. Mr. Speaker, in Kisumu County or in Great Lake, we are aware, or maybe I'm aware, that Great Lake has never transferred any piece of land to Kisumu County government. Also, in there was a ruling which was made, that is around 2020, the case was number 18 of 2018. And they said that a piece of land, LR number 24810 in Kisumu County, number 2, number 654/45 at Kibos, Kisumu, LR number Kisumu Municipality, that is 12/201. And here I heard the chair talking of a 12/2. We talk of a 12/2. That is what is in our report here. Another parcel of land in that area is a municipality block 12,2143, and another one is 209/11,452 in Nairobi, and there is another parcel of land 11,280/16 at Kibos in Kisumu. Mr. Speaker, those are the parcels of lands belongs to Teach, not Great Lake University. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring into your attention the reason why I'm saying that the Great Lake University has not transferred any piece of land to county government. And the ruling was, the judge said, I have come to the conclusion the university has not proved its case to be required, to the required standard. The case failed and it is accordingly dismissed. So meaning the Great Lake University, they don't own any land in that particular area. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Whom do you want to inform?
I wanted to inform my good friend, Honorable Odari. Although he has seated down, but I don't know whether the procedure would allow me to inform him. It will be advantageous to him. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think one confusing thing about what Honorable Odari has.
Honorable Nyaoke, kindly inform the House, not me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, the Honorable members. The Honorable Nyaoke. Honorable Odari, now you should have known how to debate. You addressed the Speaker. The Honorable Nyaoke requested to inform you and you are silent. That's why I gave him the authority to proceed. So if you have objection, just address the Speaker, not Honorable Nyaoke.
Speaker. I think Honorable Nyaoke should inform the House. That Nyaoke information will assist all of us, not me.
Okay, Honorable Nyaoke.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, we have also gone to the details of those cases that my colleague, Honorable Odari, is referring to. Maybe one of the points that he missed is the relationship between Teach and Luke. I think that is where he went, maybe he didn't understand very well. Teach holds the land for Luke in trust. And as such, there is no way Luke can make any transaction without teach involvement, Mr. Speaker. So when Gluck went sometimes to court to get the determination, it was ruled, actually the case was ruled against them and maintained the teach to be to continue taking care of those lands under Gluck. I think that is the aspect of it that he missed to understand, although he has some idea, but that is how the situation is. Thank you.
I think Honorable Odari raised some concerns, and he did lay before the House here some evidence on call for expression of interest for purchase of land in the year 2023-2024. He alluded to some numbers. I have studied the expression of interest, which is generated from the website, and also consulted here. And the fact is that at the call for expression of interest, his reference is right. But on the subsequent proceedings, in the procurement that followed this call for expression of interest, the land in question took the said reference. So I want to rule this one out of order. Number two, the question into the issue between Teach and Great Lakes University. There was a case between Great Lakes University of Kisumu as the plaintiff and the registered trustees of Tropical Institute of Community Health and Development in Africa, Teach, as the defendant. And the judgment is as per case number 18 of 2018 in the High Court of Kenya at Kisumu. The judgment, I want to please request you, Honorable Dari, that please look at the judge's determination on civil case number 18 of 2018 between Great Lakes University of Kisumu as the plaintiff and the registered trustees of the Tropical Institute of Community Health and Development in Africa, Teach, as the defendant. And you will be guided as appropriate. The finding was that there was no breach completely on the request by Teach. And I have seen that the mover of the motion has presented a list title with a sequence onto which the list title was arrived at, and with letters from Professor Hazel, the Vice Chancellor of Great Lakes University, with a lot of enumeration from the Ministry of Lands, Opio and Associate Surveyors, and the County Government of Kisumu. So I want to request honorable members that please, when we read this document, do not read it in isolation. If you read it in isolation, you are only going to misguide or to misinform the members completely. So, lastly, I want us to confine ourselves to what the mover has requested. He has presented a list title, which I have, up to this time, I have not had any member maybe claiming that the list title is not authentic. Then, based on the list title, the land is supposed to be given as a sublease to med editors. If there is any issue of procurement and maybe anomalies in numbering, I want to request that it can be dealt with as a separate issue. If there is any issue on anomalies in regards to procurement, I mean, it can be dealt with as a separate issue. Because as we are speaking, there is already a title deed. A list title, the name of County Government of Kisumu. And therefore, Honorable Odari, if you can have the preceding documents after the expression of interest and what happened next. That whole lot and the judgment. And then I think we can allow that matter be dealt with separately as a matter of procedure in procurement. So I direct. Whom do you want to inform?
Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I expected you to be blind to this debate, but in one way, it seems that you have a lot of interest. And for that reason, Mr. Speaker, consider I'm informing the House and also you, the Chair, because from the debate, whatever you are trying to do is to thwart any contrary opinion and any information raised by members, and to some extent, it's like trying to stop debate going on and for us to approve whatever is not clear. So, Mr. Speaker, arising from the judgment that you have just read, and there are a lot of things that maybe some of us were not even informed well, proper, and that's why we are bringing those issues. It means that there's a lot of things that are not clear in this arrangement. So, Mr. Speaker, kindly try to be far from the debate unless you declare your interest, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kelvin, I thought you were informing the House, but I think you are just going to what I've made a determination. I have not forced any member to vote on any way. But Honorable Dari raised a very important issue that required that I give guidance. It would not be right if I leave the matter raised by Honorable Dari without giving guidance. And I've given guidance that I have confirmed it is true that the reference number he was referring to is as he has allayed, that it was for a parcel number called Ogenya Evacuation Center in Gabonyo, Kanyagwal. And I have given guidance that in the subsequent, there is the expression of interest and the subsequent tendering documents, that the number changed from Gabonyo to the one that's in reference. And I have told him that he finds it important to dig deep into that and realize that there is no alarm at all in terms of that numbering up to when the payment was done. And that does not mean that I'm forcing any member to vote in any way. I have only indicated, and in fact I've also read in the report that the Honorable Boyton was presenting, and he did say the same, that there were some procurement gaps in terms of acquiring the land. And I looked at his conclusion on that matter. And I did determine or guide that if there is any gap, it can be dealt with separately as a gap in the procurement procedures. And I'm basing it on the fact that the matter in question is regarding a land which already the county government has a lease title. That does not mean that I'm persuading members to vote anyway or otherwise. The Honorable Leader of Majority.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this report, and I want to thank the committee for ensuring that due process was followed by acquiring the said land. Honorable Speaker, I want to lay out fears from the members that are opposing this report. If you read down the report very well, upon approval of this sublease, the committee says that we approve with conditions, and there are two very important riders. Number one, it says that there will be legal review and written opinions on the concession agreement, memorandum of understanding, and sublease agreement that will be prepared and tabled before this House. So I don't think there is a problem with members approving this report, because by the end of the day, all this we are doing with this. the conditions that I've mentioned. 2, we have said that it must have legal protection for the county. That is on the sublease rent, the agreed revenue sharing, the environmental compliance, ensuring that operations in the company does not interfere with the lives of the locals, and even the planning approvals. Members, I want to implore on you that we approve this report the way it is. As the proposer said, that this is a very important investment in this county. And we have always talked of high rate of unemployment. So one, this company will provide employment to the locals. It will also enable the student in GLUC to do the attachment in the company and also to do research. And lastly, to make sure that we have the availability of land in the county of Kisumu and beyond. So, honorable members, I ask you to support this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Moses Ochele.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important motion. It is a motion touching on development in the county government of Kisumu and also resting closer to providing job opportunities to our people. Mr. Speaker, I don't want also to forget that GLUC and Medaditas are heading towards partnering in kind of sharing this pharmaceutical company as an attachment or internship basis. That is very important aspect of the report. Mr. Speaker, as important as it may be, you must be careful on certain procedural matters. Mr. Speaker, we should not take what Honorable Odari has just raised lightly. Mr. Speaker, in procurement, tender notices are not shared. Tender notices are not shared. When a tender notice reads Kabinyo Kanyagwal, it cannot be shared with Kibos. Can never happen, Mr. Speaker. And it is good, Mr. Speaker, you also alluded to the fact that Honorable Odari is correct and the document before you is true, but you said that subsequent notices may be correct. And Mr. Speaker, do you have those subsequent procedures? We don't have them. Because what Honorable Odari has just raised is the first initial step of informing us that the land in the tender notice in question does not belong to Kibos. So we should give ourselves time to get the subsequent notices so that we verify it was indicating Kibos. But following series of procurement actions, it has now converted to Kibos. But we cannot just assume Kabonyo Kanyagwal to be meaning the same thing as Kibos. Honorable members, the ground there is very hostile on us. If it is not hostile on you, it is very hostile on me that I don't want to add any mud onto my name. When this thing will boomerang, the social media will be very live to your participation in recommending this very rotten document. And you'll carry it in your ward. The bloggers in your ward will always remind you that this night, this day, this evening, you stood up to support this rotten thing that is now haunting Kisumu County. So we should not be pushed. We should be given time to verify facts as they come before this assembly. If we are in a hurry to go home, some of us like myself, I'm not. I'm struggling to come back. And I don't want to go home for something I don't understand. And therefore, members, I beseech you to take any notice by notice independently. The notice by Honorable Odari is very crucial. Lead to the fusion of this intention to pass this land to Medaditas. It's a very crucial lead. If we have good intention of having this company without any legal complication, allow us time to verify all the facts raised by Rodai, and to my satisfaction, these facts are true. And if they are not true, then members, we should give ourselves time to go through them by inviting the people who are concerned. Mr. Speaker is not concerned with the land department, and the land has been mentioned. Allow this land department to reject these cases which Honorable has just cited. Otherwise, honorable members will be the ones, apart from the roads, this will be the worst scandal we'll be doing in this third assembly. I beseech that we reject and give us time. Thank you.
I did not want to interject because you would maybe perceive that I'm gagging you. But your debate is revolving on a matter that I've already made a determination. But anyway, it was your time and you have used it well. Honorable Warindu.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to support the report. Mr. Speaker, if you are objective enough, the reasons why the report, the initial report was shut down, was given by the chair of the committee. And if I can remember, there was evidential ambiguities and inconsistencies in land reference number, which has been given with a bigger parcel of Kibo 654/45, and this bigger parcel was subdivided to give LR number Miwani 1202. I want to believe that these two documents were responding to the concerns that were raised in that reason. The second reason was ambiguities in the corporate identity of the editors pharmaceutical company with its directors, address, and certificate of incorporation. Mr. Speaker, if you go through the report, the whole report, the certificate of incorporation has been attached in the annexes that were given, and the registration number has also been given there. The directors of this company, the report has also listed them. We have Doreen Thraka. This is one of the investors from the US. Then there is Vincent Akoko Rinda, director from Kenya, and Joseph Magiro, who is the secretary and is also a Kenyan. Mr. Speaker, the public participation for this, and the public participation was strategically called at Gluck University, and I want to believe you know why they preferred the Gluck University for this facility to be situated there. This investor, from the information that we were given there, was in public service for almost 20 years, and he was resigning, he was retiring, so that he can establish a pharmaceutical company. And indeed, they were looking for land. And through the efforts of our renowned scholars, Dr. Kamarogo, Vincent Rinda, who is a director here, and Dr. George Rai, they were fully convinced that this pharmaceutical company can be established in Kisumu County, in Miwani Ward. And when I was giving my speech on that day, majority of those who are invited for that public participation were very eager, and they asked so many questions that pertained to this industry, and most of their concerns were responded to. Mr. Speaker, sometimes when you look at the way we take things, maybe this is one of the reasons why Africa has lagged behind in terms of development since 1963. We cannot grow as a country, we cannot grow as a country without industrialization. And this is an opportunity that is coming, and because we have the African mentality, we just think that our land is going to be taken away from us. We've seen cases where investors were thrown from the places where they wanted to establish schools, industries,
and many other things. Those places have never grown up to now. Mr. Speaker, in rejecting this report, we are going to be very unfair to our people and to our future generation. Mr. Speaker, this is a company which is trying to solve, to give us solutions on the issues that were affecting us even before the independence. Word poverty issue, which is still affecting us up to now. How can we get rid of this poverty? There is a solution coming here, and we are rejecting this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, there was the issue of diseases which started affecting us since independence up to now. We are still suffering from the same diseases. There is an investor coming with a solution to help us in solving this. We are still rejecting this. We had ignorance, Mr. Speaker, and I want to believe they are going to establish a medical school in that same place. Africans, what went wrong with us? Why can't we for once open our eyes and give these people a chance so that our lives can be changed? Mr. Speaker, this land has been there for over 50 years, doing nothing up to now. There is an investor who has come and begging us to just give him the land and see the wonders that he's going to do there. We are still rejecting this, Mr. Speaker. What went wrong with us, Africans? Let's open our eyes and give these people, give the investor a chance to establish this company in Kisumu County. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, and I support.
There is a microphone that is on somewhere. Can you switch it off?
Many thanks, Honorable Speaker. Again, to my fellow colleagues, honorable members. I am privileged this afternoon to arise and contribute to the very noble report that is being presented for the second time in this House. Honorable Speaker, I want to believe one thing, that in this House, we are many. We are 48, and we have been classified into different groupings in the name of committees. Honorable Speaker, together with fellow members, honorable members, it's only fair that we get to listen to the report properly. The report was a long one, a very lengthy one. And congratulations to the committee, together with the chair. That is a wonderful job. I kept on listening. I wanted to listen to some of the details that I would have wanted to hear, and I heard about them. I want to say here that my main reason for supporting this is based entirely on the thorough work which has been done by the Committee of Planning and Lands. We have to trust these committees. We have to know that they have got the mandate to deliver such that when the report is presented in this House, it is a thorough report, and this is the second time this particular committee is coming up with this. Honorable Speaker, like my colleague who is directly affected, that Honorable Geoffrey Warindu, and of course he should be a beneficiary together with the congregation or the community around that area. He has cried, and he has really cried, and is willing to see some development taking place. For some of us who have been privileged and having some factories like the Muhoroni Sugar, now turning into West Valley, like Homalime Company, like agrochemicals,
and many more that you don't mention here in Moroni Core Ward. I want to tell you that the economy there is completely up and cannot be compared to these barren areas where people keep on making noise about the land. The land that is totally useless to them with any meaningful development. Is it not true that if this thing takes over or takes off, we are going to realize some meaningful employment in the area? Is it not true that if this particular development takes place, we may realize some good economic growth in this particular area? And in that aspect, I stand to see what we shall gain. I have heard some of my colleagues, and I've heard specifically my colleague, Honorable Odari, coming up with very good details. I would have requested that those are fine details that should be taken by the relevant committee. I want to believe that the report should not be present in this house with wrong plot numbers and everything that we have listened about here. That would mean that indeed we do not want to know. What we want to hear now, what we are contributing for, are the real factors, the beneficial factors that are likely to come out of this particular development. We have been complaining. The other day, we had the listing of the sugar factories. Honorable Speaker, I want to tell you one thing, that representing Moroni Core Ward and the coming in of the West Valley has started to see, we have actually started seeing the fruits immediately. I have been here several times because of the pathetic road conditions in Moroni. I had the opportunity to talk to the chairman of the West Valley, and believe you me, if you go to Moroni Town Center, it's now a wonderful place. It's actually maram, but a smooth maram, unlike the potholes that people kept on making a lot of noise for me. We are saying that people really opposed. These people are coming to grab the nuclear farms. These people are coming to do what? Surely, at least it's not something which is taken permanently. When you give chance to the new things, you are likely to benefit and see the development in case of the gross poverty that has been spread across this area. Miwani is going to wake up. If this thing comes up, Miwani is going to realize development, and the poverty level shall be reduced drastically if this thing takes place. I feel we should give the program the full support and let it take off so that we may also benefit as Kisumu County government. Once more, I support, and I support again. Many, many thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Were.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to add my voice. Mr. Speaker, this is the second time we are debating this. And Mr. Speaker, the only sole reason why this report was knocked down the other time was majorly on the ambiguity on the title numbers, the inconsistencies that were there. And Mr. Speaker, when this report was brought back to the committee, the ambiguity issue was cleared. And Mr. Speaker, my attention is drawn to page 38 of the report. They are the documents that were available to the committee. And Mr. Speaker, one of them, if you look at number 1, there was a letter dated 15th, 2024, from the governor to the cabinet, the Secretary for Health, requesting the national support for media editors project. Mr. Speaker, if you go ahead, there was a document that was shown and was provided about the registration or the authenticity of these media editors.
The Speaker, certificate of incorporation was shown and was provided, showing that it is a registered pharmaceutical in Kenya. The Speaker, the third one was a letter dated 24th February 2025 from the Chief Officer of Medical Services submitting the Medi-Editas project documentation. Mr. Speaker, the most important one was a documentation showing that there was public participation to the effect. Mr. Speaker, the public was involved and public participation report was attached. Mr. Speaker, having considered all this, I think it is now the right time for us now to give this noble project a go ahead and support that it requires. And why do we do this? We are looking at the economic benefits. What will Kisumu County gain out of it? Our people are going to get employed. We are going to generate revenue. And Mr. Speaker, I think Kisumu County has a lot more to benefit from this program. I therefore beg to support, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Koyo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to also add my voice on this report. Mr. Speaker, I'm one of the privileged members who double as committee members of this committee, which has brought back this report. Mr. Speaker, allow me to take members back the day we were rescinding this motion. Mr. Speaker, we did that because we wanted to unearth a lot of information about this report. And I remember very well, Mr. Speaker, when I stood up, I asked members to allow us to rescind the decision which shut down the report so that we can have time to dig and have time to bring more evident information to this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, this is now the time to bring all the reports which we had gathered. Mr. Speaker, I myself, I had a lot of questions because I wanted to know more about this report. And it took me, in fact, we went back to know the relationship between GLUC, that is Great Lake University, and TEACH, that is the Tropical Institute of Community Health. Mr. Speaker, indeed, I think it has featured in this House. Many are doubting who is TEACH and who is GLUC for this matter. They are correlated. Indeed, it is TEACH who owns administration of all the properties. But they, as you had read there, Mr. Speaker, they went to court and court gave TEACH the power to administer the properties. But in this case, because the GLUC are the people who are going to give county government land, so county government had to do, it is called agreement with GLUC, but after TEACH had given them the consent to do that. So, Mr. Speaker, that gray area was solved. Mr. Speaker, now we are at look. Yes, Mr. Speaker, it is not only maybe the areas where we were asking to investigate. That is the ambiguity and the other area which I think my friend Honorable Warindu mentioned. But we can also know the authenticity of media editors. But Mr. Speaker, we got all the details. We could have time to bring forth the directors. But Mr. Speaker, we never got that time, and we had all the documents required. And we even went ahead to do the search at the registrar of companies, and we confirmed all these things were right. Mr. Speaker, I like the report, but because we are the leaders who are supposed to do oversight, I would ask this House, Mr. Speaker, if we can still make some conditions to this, so that if we pass this report, then we give this organization up to certain time, and then we see the progress report, what they have done. I know 36 years is a lot of years, but I would ask members if we can put either caveat or something, I don't know how we can call it, for it to be given timeline, so that if it is up to this date or this period, we call them back, they give us the report, this far we have done, this far we have done, this far we have done. In that case, then I think, Mr. Speaker, we will be in a position to know the progress of what we are giving to this organization called Media Editors. Mr. Speaker, I know Kisumu is thirsty for bringing more investors to invest in Kisumu, so that our people can get employment and other benefits as well. But Mr. Speaker, let's have some conditions to this one, because I wouldn't want us to pass this report and then it's going to be challenged in court again. The burden will be come back to us, and we will be seen as people who are not forthright to do oversight for this county government of Kisumu. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, that is my input. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to make some comments regarding this report. Mr. Speaker, I supported the motion to rescind the earlier decision because I knew that the committee was to bring the comprehensive report, Mr. Speaker. But it's unfortunate that the same report that they brought the last time is just the same one. And I'm surprised, Mr. Speaker, even the committee members, they are even confused. They don't know what they are discussing. Because I've heard, Mr. Speaker, the committee member is saying that we put conditions after passing the report. Are we really serious? Are we here to rubber stamp illegalities so that we do a correction later, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, we can't just rush to pass things, Mr. Speaker, because we want to make someone happy at the expenses of Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, our decision to rescind the earlier decision was to give the committee ample time so that they could investigate the whole issue regarding the organization, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for example, we are leasing our land for 36 years. For how much? The same, the directors of the said organization even the committee members, they don't know the director. They are saying they went to search at what. We agreed that they were supposed to do a comprehensive report, know the director of the organization, bring all the documents together so that we could approve. But Mr. Speaker,
Point of order, Honorable Nyaoke.
Statement of fact, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my fellow member is saying that he has not seen the names and the list of the directors. It is properly in the appendices, Mr. Speaker. All the names and all the details, registration of the company of media editors is properly attached to the document. So perhaps maybe my colleague should take some time to look at the document. Apparently, he has not done that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Sami.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think my good friend Pastor is confused that he's in a church. These are simply, Mr. Speaker. What I was saying that
Honorable Sami, that is not right. The honorable member just referred you to the annexures. That the directors of the said companies are in the annexures. So I think it's not right to call him that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I was saying, we gave the committee the mandate to go and look for the directors. So they were supposed to meet them in person, not to search. So in this case, they only search the directors. So we don't know whether those who they search were the real directors. Why didn't they meet them? Because, Mr. Speaker, this is a serious matter. You can't give a 36-year land to unknown people. Mr. Speaker, I even went to the website of that organization. It's not there. It's coming soon. So they are here to sample the same company. They are here to get experience first from Kisumu County, because, Mr. Speaker, that organization has never worked anywhere, and that's why they don't have
point of information, Mr. Speaker. Point of information.
Inform Honorable Rea.
I seek to inform the House, Mr. Speaker, that Med Editors Kenya is a quasi-partner of Med Editors United States. And, Mr. Speaker, I just want to inform the House that it does not matter whether Med Editors sent a representative or the director came in person. In this case, as a member, Honorable Speaker, I confirm that a representative was sent. So, Mr. Speaker, the argument that they did not come in person does not hold any water. And, Mr. Speaker, I just want the House to confirm one thing or answer one question. What do we lose? What do we lose by giving the sublease? And what do we stand to lose by not giving the sublease? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to inform Deputy Speaker that we can't give 36 years to unknown people. The land belongs to us, and again, we can't lose a 15 million, and our roads are impassable unless we don't know what we are doing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to inform members that I know we are under pressure so that we pass this thing, and all of us, even the committee members, know that whatever they are doing, even some of them are our friends, we are colleagues. They admitted that whatever they are passing, they are under pressure, and they don't have the details. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't want to go far. I want to say that I oppose. I can't allow we cannot sell Kisumu County to unknown foreigners or unknown identity. So I oppose.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to add my voice to this report before this house. Mr. Speaker, I've really tried to Google and search for this Med Editors company. And what I found is that it started some way back in 2019, and it has only no major project that has been mentioned, and only partnership in that pharmaceutical department. So, Mr. Speaker, many things has been said by members, mostly that will be of benefit to people of this county. One of them being employment, economic status will grow up and such. And the other question that I had and also been answered in this report, it was about the registration of this company, of which I've seen in that report, and such. So, Mr. Speaker, sometimes I do believe in risk taking, and maybe as for this time, the benefits outweigh our doubts. So I stand to support this report, so that we take risk. We don't stand to lose much if we try. So I support this report. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Karen Odhiambo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Judging by the mood of the House, may I call the mover to reply?
Sir Honorable Boyton.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I know I have almost 20 or 30 minutes to reply, but I am seeing honorable members are begging me
Honorable
to...
Boyton, the maximum number of minutes that you have to reply is 10 minutes. I think I did.
Thank you. Thank
give you the notice.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to first and foremost thank a number of honorable members who have supported and have seen the sense of supporting this report. The first appreciation goes to James Omolo. Honorable James Omolo, it is true that you have identified the bigger picture in this report. Honorable Tom Nyauke, thanks for supporting this report. Majority Leader, thanks for supporting this report. Honorable Warindo, thanks for supporting this report. Honorable Koleo, thanks for supporting this report. Komudo, thanks goes also to Honorable Were, Honorable Koyo, and Honorable Peter Obaso. Indeed, Honorable Speaker, the matters that are being addressed here are matters of topical concern. Honorable Speaker, just because a procurement process of acquiring land in a certain ward was not fast-tracked should not be a reason to pull down this report. Honorable Dede, you should have taken this matter with the Committee of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development. Air your sentiments with the committee so that the committee will follow up for you. This is the way to go. Honorable Speaker, a member mentioned something that when he goes back to the village, he will not be able to tell his grandmother what today we are passing as a motion. I want to tell the honorable member that when you go to your grandmother today, tell her that we are passing a report that will bring medicine to his doorstep, her doorstep. Honorable Speaker, this is a US-based company that has directors in US and in Kenya. It will be of great interest, Honorable Speaker, when a few honorable members come the next financial year, be invited to visit the directors based in US. Because when you want to ascertain, as I can see, some honorable members are putting it, you don't need at initial stages to invite these directors. The information that we needed as a committee was key, was paramount, and was given. Honorable Speaker, the reference of a piece of land that indicated Kabonyo Kanyagwal. We are not disputing this. There may be a error somewhere. But the bottom line, the most important thing is that the piece of land that county government is subleasing to mediators is in Kibos. That doesn't mean that piece of land, the 10-acre piece of land, has moved to Kabonyo Kanyagwal, which is still there in Kibos. The little small discrepancy, these are going to be ironed out, Honorable Speaker. You don't kill your cow because it has a tick. You wisely just remove the tick and continue milking your cow. That applies also to the case that was in court some times back, 2018 case between Teach and Gluck. It is quite evident that Teach is holding in trust the piece of land, a 50-acre piece of land for Gluck. There was disagreement between Gluck and Teach. And the court decree found out properly that Teach still remains the custodian of that piece of land. And this should not be used as a misguide to bring down this report. Honorable Speaker, public participation was properly done, and the same public, the same people are the people who are our electorate. An honorable member saying that passing this report may boomerang on us negatively in maybe 2027. But the public participation, the public is happy about this report. They are the same public who will vote you in and who will tell you that you supported a motion, a report that has brought blessing to this county assembly. And it is the same people who will tell you on the day of 11th June 2025, you did not support a report that has brought blessing to this country, has brought a blessing to Kenya, and has brought a blessing to East and Central Africa. You will be held responsible and be ready. We are not here to play populist politics. We are not here to behave as village, how do you call it? We are not here to play that sort of village heroes by telling people that this report is not a good report. That kind of sympathy you may not earn. We are looking at the bigger picture, just the way I mentioned when I was moving this report, Honorable Speaker. One of the reasons Jomo Kenyatta, the late Jomo Kenyatta, was fighting ignorance because ignorance is a disease. Honorable Speaker, giving wrong information in the floor of this house is ignorant. And that ignorance may be removed from a member when a motion has been moved, properly replied to the way I'm replying today. That ignorance is not going to be on that particular member of county assembly. Honorable Speaker, I mentioned very clearly that periodically this motion is approved. The report by the CEC Medical Services will be bringing on the stages that the mediators will be taking from time to time to ascertain the visibility and ascertain the development of course of which, if there is a problem, there is going to be humble time to cancel the agreement. Honorable Speaker, last but not least, nobody is under pressure to pass this motion. Each and every individual has an independent mind and has been outlined properly by debate that has come from different members, alluding by a certain member that the committee is under pressure. I am telling you, as the chair of that committee, I am not under pressure, and the committee is not under pressure. We did our due diligence as a committee, and we approved the report as a committee, and I employ on members to approve this report for the benefit of our county and for the benefit of Kenya at large. Honorable Speaker, thank you so much. I will reply.
Honorable members, now that the motion adoption of the report of the Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development Committee on the proposed sublease of land to Mediators for establishing a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in Kisumu and support for its conversion to a special economic zone have been moved, seconded, debated. It is time that, as per our standing orders, I want to put a question. And I put that as many of the opinion that the motion adoption of the report of Lands, Fiscal Planning, Housing and Urban Development Committee on the proposed sublease of land to Mediators they say aye. 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 Many hey. And Urban Development Committee on the proposed sublease of land to Mediators for establishing a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in Kisumu and support for its conversion to a special economic zone have been adopted today, Wednesday, the 11th of June, 2025 at 17:20 hours. They direct that the recommendations of the said report be communicated to the right department for purposes of action. And the recommendations of the said report again that requires follow-up be directed to the committee of implementation for follow-up. Next order.
Mr. Speaker and honorable members, there is no any other business in the order paper.
Honorable members, you can be upstanding. I have two emerging issues. Number one, I've just received information of the death of two members of County Assembly of Turkana. That's one Nanam Ward MCA, Philip Ekwam. One member, that is the Turkana County Assembly Deputy Speaker, and the Nanam Ward MCA. His name is Philip Ekwam. So may his soul rest in peace. We stand with the Turkana County Assembly. I have also received the information of the death of the mother to our procurement director, Edwin Kisia. So we also stand with him as a family, and may the soul of her mother rest in peace. And lastly, there is also an emerging issue that requires our immediate attention. So I want to request you that remain behind for a few minutes after we end this session. There being no any other business to transact in the order paper, the House stands adjourned until tomorrow, Thursday, the 12th of June, 2025 at 2:30 p.m.